My last flare-up was in August of 2017. The one before that was May of 2017, while my son was being born. Sure, that's the most joyous moment of my life, but I was also suffering through one of the most horrendous flare-ups of my life. So it was a mixed bag, to say the least. When I was laid up in May of 2017, I started to do research online. I didn't just Google. I mean, if you Google, you'll read from the Mayo Clinic. They'll tell you, you can't eat this. You can only eat this. And then you go to John Hopkins website and they say, you can only eat this and you can't eat that. Purines. Oh my gosh, purines. Well, guess what? I sat there reading all this nonsense, this hypocritical, conflicting nonsense. I was sitting there drinking with my feet elevated, drinking a pint of apple cider vinegar with mother. I'm talking the real thing, like that floaty stuff at the bottom of the glass. I drank 2 pints of it total. Before I was done the first pint, the pain in my foot started to subside. I'm like, wait, how's this pain going away? I'm just drinking apple cider vinegar, which they say is good for gout, but nobody says what exactly, why. What does it do for gout? So I started doing some research, not Google, but actually PubMed and other places where you can find medical research and not just advertisements that you'll find on, and misinformation that you find on Google. So I started looking up, well, why does apple cider vinegar work? I'm drinking it and the pain's subsiding. I can actually walk. Sure, I'm limping, but I can walk to the bathroom. I can walk and go to bed and lay down in bed and put a blanket on me and not be in severe pain just because a sheet is over my toe. So, of course, I started Googling it, started getting into the real deep research, published medical studies, and I found that the active components in apple cider vinegar can be taken without the nasty taste. Have you ever tried to drink just a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar? It is horrendous. But the active components, the active compounds in apple cider vinegar are malic acid, and this is labeled as apple cider vinegar, but it's actually acetic acid. So malic acid and acetic acid dissolve the uric acid that your body is trying to break down and excrete, but it can't excrete through your urine or through your sweat or through your feces. The 3 main ways your body excretes uric acid. But this and this in combination, or taking apple cider vinegar or tart cherry juice, yes, the active compounds in tart cherry juice, malic acid. Now, what is malic acid? Malic comes from Male, the Latin term for apple. So apple acid, apple cider vinegar, apple acid, apple cider vinegar, acetic acid. Again, what are we working with here? Acetic acid. And what does it do in the body? It dissolves the uric acid and helps your body to break it down and excrete it. Simple. So why would you drink gallons of apple cider vinegar? Why would you eat tons and tons of tart cherry juice hoping to get some relief when the active compounds in those 2 things are right here in these little bottles that you can buy on Amazon, pretty darn cheap, and you don't have to taste them. You don't have to taste them at all. What I do is, if I feel a tinge in my toe, which will lead eventually to a flare-up if I don't do anything. Now keep in mind, I haven't changed my diet since 2017, since I found this. They tell you, oh, you can't eat this and you can't eat that. You can't have shellfish. You can't have craft beer. It's bad for you. Well, guess what? I haven't changed my diet one bit. What have I done? This. What does this do? Again, it dissolves the uric acid being built up in your body and helps to eliminate it. That's simple. So again, let's take a step back. Do you want to drink a gallon of apple cider vinegar when even a tablespoon of it is absolutely wretched? Or do you want to sit there and eat tart cherries, hoping that it would get some relief from the pain and anguish that you're suffering from. Believe me, between you and me, anyone with gout doesn't understand the pain that we go through. And again, it's been since 2017. August of 2017 was my last flare-up. It is now September 2024. That's 7 years without a flare-up. So here's what I do. It's pretty simple. Capsules, malic acid, acetic acid. You can take one or the other or both. Knockout punch. Bam, bam, boom. It's gone. So I feel a tinge in my foot. I'm very sensitive to the pain in my toe. If there's a little tinge of pain, I grab capsules, malic acid and or acetic acid. I take 5 of them. Always with a meal. Always with a meal. Never take either one of these on an empty stomach. It'll feel like somebody's stepping on your stomach while punching you in the head. It's pretty bad. So make sure you eat first, then take your capsules. Take 5 in the morning, take 5 at night. Repeat the next day. Then, the day after that, do 4 capsules. Do that for a series of 3 or 4 or 5 days. Again, don't worry, I'm not a doctor. I'm just somebody who realized what to do not to get a flare-up. Now, my recent trip was about 2 years ago to my rheumatologist. And he did my blood panel, and he told me, oh, if you have a flare-up here, take these pills, just in case you get a flare-up. And I said, doctor, I haven't had a flare-up in 5 years. He's like, how's that happen? How does that? What are you on? What medications are you on? I whipped these out. I said, these, doctor, these. He said, what's that? It's like, have you heard about apple cider vinegar? Oh, yeah. I tell people, you can take that or tart cherry juice. I said, well, what's the active compound? I don't know. Right here, doctor. You don't need an MD to figure it out. So here we go. It's that simple. I don't know why it's so difficult. Just take the malic and acetic acid, and here we go. You're going to feel better. Woohoo! Where can I get them? Any health food store has them. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them at Walmart. My caveat for buying it on Amazon, it is convenient, but you have to make sure that the company selling it is not some offshore Chinese dumper that's selling you inferior products. You want to make sure that the company you're buying from is American and using at least trusted science behind what they're putting in, not using a lot of filler or a lot of arsenic or lead or whatever else they'd like to put into supplements in China. So again, this is my supplements. This is my 1-2 punch for gout. What do I do when I feel a tinge in my foot? I take 5, maybe 6 even, if it's really bad tinge, which hasn't happened in a long time. So you're looking at taking 2, taking 3, taking 5 at a time on a full stomach in the AM. Take another one about 12 hours later before you go to sleep. Don't take it just before going to bed. It can upset your stomach. If you're laying in bed, it needs to process through your stomach to get into your small intestines and break down to your blood system. You don't want to lay down immediately after taking either one of these. Just a caveat again. Looking out for you. So, take 5. That's 10 a day. The next day, take another 5, and then after that, for the next week, take 4. See if you feel your pain subsiding. If it does, message me. Leave a message below, and let me know how it goes. And this is Bob, signing off.